Sometime in, I think, 1970, we were playing in Miami, and we walked on stage, and there's sitting right down in the front of the row is Tom Dowd, our producer, Eric Clapton, and all the Dominoes. So for the first time in my life, I think I saw Duane Allman nervous. He's got his God down in front of him, and he's playing for him. And we finished the show. They came backstage and were blown away by the band. And we all wound up packing it up and going to Criteria Studios, where they were in the process of doing Layla and Assorted Love Songs. And Eric and Duane hit it off like gangbusters. And Duane wound up going in and becoming a part of that record. And you can make the case that, you know, if Duane hadn't done that, you'd have never heard of that record. We were on tour, and the great Rolling Stone magazine sent out one of their editors to spend 2 weeks with us, and we didn't particularly get along with them. But it all built up to this climax when Miss Annie Leibovitz came out to take pictures of the band, and she had heard about these mushroom tattoos that we all have on our legs, and wanted us all to pull our pants legs up and line up the mushrooms, and so she could take a picture. We started to, and Dickie threw his pants down and said, "Now this is stupid." And the guy says, "No stupider than getting a tattoo in the first place." Duane was standing right next to him, reached over and grabbed him, pulled him up to him, and said, "One more crack like that out of you, I'm gonna knock your block off." And you can go back and find that Rolling Stone magazine and read the most ridiculous article ever written about a rock and roll band. We were doing the cover for Filmore East. Everyone's supposed to believe that's the wall next to Filmore East. That's actually on Broadway, just off of Broadway, across from the studio in Macon, Georgia. And anyway, we had this photographer that was a real jerk. He's yelling at us all day long, and we're not real good at being yelled at. So most of the day we're all sitting there like this, just scowling at the guy. And at one point, this guy walks up. The guy'd set up inside of our truck, and this guy walked up beside the truck, and Duane jumped up and ran over to him. And the photographer started screaming and hollering, and Duane came back and sat down, and we all busted out laughing. And that is the picture. That is the only picture from the whole day with everybody laughing. And if you look, Duane's got his hands like this. What he had done is ran over and picked up a little 8-ball cocaine from his dealer, and he's got it in his hand right here. So if you want to know something about the Filmore East album, that's it. A short time before Duane Allman left Muscle Shoals to go to Jacksonville and put together the Allman Brothers, he was finishing up an album with Wilson Pickett, and they'd gotten down to where they needed like 1 or 2 more songs to complete the album. And Duane came up with the idea and told Wilson, "Hey, why don't we record Hey Jude?" And I won't tell you what Wilson said, but it was an anti-Semitic remark, and Duane said, "No, Hey Jude by the Beatles." And so he played the song for him, and Wilson just went nuts. He loved the song, and it wound up being one of the biggest hits he ever had in his whole career. And Duane played that screaming guitar that you hear on the end of Hey Jude.